Hello YouTube, my name is Sniping is Fun, and welcome you all back to my next quick little update video I want to present to all of you here on YouTube. A quick little video just to tide you over until my main content starts coming out within the next couple of days, weeks, months, whatever. And I wanted to quickly do this video because I've been recently thinking about this, and this topic actually relates to something that obviously is going to be releasing soon. And I wanted to do this video before it releases, which is next Friday on March 3rd, which is the Nintendo Switch. And it's going to be, as of now, my current wish list of games I would love and hope to actually see on the system. Now, that list could actually change. That list can be adapted and updated and changed around and so on and so forth over the coming weeks, months, years that this system is out. And it's going to be Nintendo's biggest handheld, console hybrid, whatever. And the list can obviously change. But this is my current wish list before the system releases of games I would love to actually see, Nintendo and third-party wise, both of them. Just games in general. But before I get onto that video, I just want, before I get on to actually talking about that, I wanted to quickly give you a small little update of announcements before going forward. Of future videos you can expect from my channel. Now, I haven't really released too many videos recently. My last video, I think, was like 2 weeks ago. Sorry about that. Life gets in the way, little things here and there at work and all that stuff, and that's happened to my channel before, and I've let you guys all know this before. I'm still going to be doing content. I'm sorry I haven't done anything recently. I've been planning on doing it over the last couple of weeks. Just haven't had an opportune moment to really actually do too much of anything. But a quick little update of videos you can intend to actually see coming to my channel. First and foremost, for you RWBY fans out there will actually be more RWBY videos coming. I know I haven't done a whole lot lately, but I did finally get back into doing RWBY theories like a couple weeks ago. I was kind of waiting for Volume 4 to end, which it now finally has, and those are coming. Not just RWBY theories, but other RWBY videos as well. Now, when Volume 3 ended last year, I didn't really do any RWBY theories or too much of any videos related to RWBY until pretty much the summer. This year, in 2017, I do plan on doing RWBY videos, theories and otherwise, throughout the entire year, so you can expect to see more of that coming over the span of the entire year. Quite frankly, right now I do have about 6 to 7 RWBY theories. Not going to spoil anything what they're about, what the topics are going to be and everything. You'll see them as they come. But there are RWBY theories that are in the works right now. I have put together pictures for. Just need to kind of sit in front of the camera and actually record the stuff. On topic of my top 10 lists, more of those are coming. I haven't done one of those recently anyways. Just like the RWBY theories, I do have a couple planned. I already have some of them set up. Just need to sit down and decide to record them. Basically, a couple of those you might very well be seeing soon. My top 10 favorite PS2 games, my top 10 video game franchises that I feel deserve an anime or a cartoon, some sort of show, and the top 10 real-world locations for future Pokemon regions that they should base off, future regions of. Those are some of the future ones you're going to see, and tying it back into RWBY, there's going to be some RWBY lists eventually as well. And then, one other quick announcement for videos to come. People who have been watching my channel recently, if you haven't noticed, I did do how I would do the Fire Emblem Warriors roster of characters. And I did do my first ever Smash Bros. 5 roster. I'm going to do one more roster. I don't know how soon it's going to be. But I wanted to do how would I do the roster for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. That video is coming up soon as well as all the little doodads, my thoughts on video game stuff, my thoughts on anime stuff, my thoughts on wrestling, and whatever the heck else. Little things going to be thrown in here and there, kind of like this video right now. Just me talking, giving my thoughts on whatever the heck's going on and whatever the heck comes up, and that's really about it. And like I mentioned before, I do intend to get into doing anime reviews. I haven't done those yet. I basically mentioned it over the last year or so that I was planning on getting into that. My first one was going to be Sailor Moon. Those are going to come up eventually, and hopefully 2017 I'm going to start jumping back into that, like I jumped back into top 10s and jumped back into RWBY theories and so on and so forth. So stay tuned for some anime reviews as well as my top 10 list, the RWBY theories, that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, how I would do the roster, and so on and so forth, everything else, those quick little announcements. Let's get on to the main content of this video, and that's going to be as of now, my current Nintendo Switch wish list of games. Now, just simply put, let's get started with the Nintendo side of things, because I have games for both Nintendo and third party. let's get started with Nintendo with the most obvious choice that everyone's going to see coming because I've done freaking videos on this series so freaking much. F-Zero! I want, Nintendo, please, I want a new F-Zero. A lot of your fans, a lot of gamers want a new F-Zero. That's the top of my wish list for Nintendo. I want F-Zero to come back so damn much. I love the music, love the racing, high-speed, fast-paced action, death races, Captain Falcon, Pico, Captain, what's his name, Blood Falcon or whatever, Dr. Stewart, Jodie Summers, Deathborn or whatever his name is, Black Shadow, Samurai Goro, all those characters. Bring back the classics, introduce us to a lot of cooler new characters, and just find the reason to bring back the frickin' F-Zero franchise, friggin' for crying out loud. I love it so much. On the topic of other franchises I want to see bring back, how about we bring back Wave Race as well? Because that's an awesome racing franchise on top of 1080 snowboarding. Those are on my wish list as well because I love me some snowboarding, I love me some Ski-Doo jet skis, I love the N64 game for both of those, Wave Race more than 1080, and I love the GameCube one for both of those as well. 1080 a little bit more, Avalanche. Just bring those franchises back. Like, there's other racing franchises you have, Nintendo. I would love to see those, and those franchises kind of deserve a little return. Advance Wars, I love Fire Emblem a whole heck of a lot. But it's been years since we've seen Advance Wars, and you can have both of them intelligent systems. We haven't seen one since, Advance Wars Days of Ruin? You can bring it back, you can do the... I think if you're going to bring it back, just bring back Andy, Sammy, Max, and the old cast, but it'd be kind of cool if you can mix them together or just even introduce us to a new cast of characters. Advance Wars is as much like different to Fire Emblem as it can be. Like, it's similar but different, and it is your original franchise. You know, the War series, the Nintendo War series is before Fire Emblem, so it needs a return for historical status, if anything. And there are fans of it, and it doesn't take away from you doing more Fire Emblems, because I want to still see Fire Emblem. I love that franchise. Advance Wars needs to bring brought back, and then we need to finally have a continuation of Golden Sun, because it's been years. It's been 7 years, and we were left off on a freaking cliffhanger with Dark Dawn. How about we get a new one of those, Golden Sun 4, and Sin and Punishment 3, because on-rail shooters will work well, and you did put the Star Successor on the Wii, which had the motion controls. Now we have the freaking Joy-Cons. How about that? If you haven't noticed the catch here, it's obviously going to be a lot of franchises that haven't had games in generations and years. I just want these brought back because I would love to see more, more Nintendo franchises being used. So some of these franchises are just left on the freaking cutting room floor and haven't been used in years. How about you use them, Nintendo? You have fans for them. You can make money. And obviously, we're going to be getting, future Zelda games and Mario games and whatever the heck else that's cool and dandy as well. And I know this is probably asking for what's exactly going to happen anyways, but I might as well say it. I want Smash Bros. 5. I want a new Smash Bros. Game. You can port Smash 4 to the Wii, from the Wii U to the Switch all you want, but we need a new one as well, and I think that's going to eventually happen, but I would rather not wait on that. Not me wait on that as in wait a couple years, not like I want it now. I sure as heck don't want it now because we just got Smash 4. But by 2020, 2021, by then we could probably get a new one. It'd be cool if a port, but if that's all the Switch is going to get, I'd rather have both. I'd rather would just have both if at all possible. You can put Smash 4 and port it there with 3DS content and a couple of extra characters like Ice Climbers all you want, but if it's not going to have a multitude of new characters and content and modes and everything, which is going to tide people over because whenever every new Smash Bros. Comes out, people want to see new content. If that's going to be all that tides fans over into the next game, in the next system, it's not going to work. You're going to need Smash 5 eventually. Not saying now, but eventually. Regardless if Sakurai works on it or not, you're going to need another Smash eventually. And I know I'm asking for pretty much the freaking obvious, but it's a wish list because I love the Smash Bros. Franchise. On the topic of Fire Emblem, now we do know that Fire Emblem Warriors is coming to the system. And this next new Fire Emblem game, the new Switch one, which will basically be Fire Emblem 16, because the Echoes, the Gaiden remake is technically 15, because if they count Marth's games that has 11 and 12, the remakes, they're going to count Alm's game as a remake as 15. I know we're looking forward to that, and I'm cool, and I want to see multiple Fire Emblem games on the Switch, because I love the franchise so much, like I just basically mentioned with Advance Wars. How about we get a remake of Fire Emblems 4, 5, and or 6? Please, Nintendo? Genealogy, Thracia, Binding Blade. Please? One of them at least? So, because you're bringing out Gaiden's remake. How about you go and remake the other ones too? It's games that never came out in Japan, please. I want to know Sigurd and Seliph and legitimately know Roy, because all we know about him is from Smash Brothers, unless you went out your way and actually played Japanese, translate English, whatever games. So, I'm hoping for remakes of older games on this, as well as newer Fire Emblems. I mean, since this is a handheld console hybrid, we should have multiple Fire Emblem games on it anyways, because the 3DS has like 3, and the DS had like 2, and the Game Boy Advance had like 3, so maybe like 3 or 4 of them. And basically, I'd like to see a new Punch-Out game, because Punch-Out's awesome, and now you have the Joy-Cons, and you obviously are doing ARMS, so you can throw that into an actual legitimate boxing game and make it interesting. And that's about it for Nintendo franchises. Like, people are going to say, like, Pikmin and Metroid and whatever the heck else. That's cool and dandy, too. I'm not a big... And obviously, there's going to be a Kirby and a Donkey Kong and everything. It's cool and all that, and I like those franchises, but these ones I want more, because some of them haven't had games in years, and I really would love to see games that haven't been really witnessed in years. Like I said, so those are quite obvious. I picked a lot of ones that haven't had games in years. And I just thought of one more. Before I get into third-party games, how about we get like a remake of, or like an updated retro game of Murasame Castle and Star Tropics. 2 NES Famicom games that, quite frankly, would be very interesting to see an updated, like, Mike Jones action-y, comedy, adventure game, and then obviously Takemaru going around hacking, slashing, and magic, shuriken throwing whatever ninjas and samurais. Hello! Ice Climber! Pro Wrestling! Clue Clue Land! Remake some games! But yeah, that's basically for my Nintendo side of things for a wish list. F-Zero, Advance Wars, Golden Sun, Wave Race, 1080, Smash 5, Fire Emblem remakes, Star Tropics remake, or a Clue Clue Land remake, or a Pro Wrestling remake, or an Urban Champion remake, or a Murasame Castle remake, or bring back some more retro games like I did Punch-Out. And speaking of Punch-Out, Punch-Out! Now on the topic of third-party games. We do know that technically Suda51's doing like a new No More Heroes, or something with Travis Touchdown, which is likely No More Heroes. So, No More Heroes 3, because I love the franchise so damn much. I want to see it back. I would love to actually see a sequel to Mad World. The Mad World 2 would be kind of freaking cool. Just bloody action, slicing up his Jack. And on the topic of more mature games, Bayonetta 3, people. Bayonetta 1 was awesome. They ported that to the Wii U. Bayonetta 2 was exclusive to Wii U. Keep the ball going. Because, Bayonetta and Smash Brothers now, so have her earn her keep by staying with Nintendo. I would love to see Injustice 2 to this system, because like I said in my video games I want to see on video game franchises and games I want to see on it. We need more fighting games. The first one was on the Wii U. Injustice 2 is awesome, and speaking of that, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which I just basically mentioned at the early part of this video by doing the roster for, because that's a fighting game. Like, Nintendo's close to Capcom, Nintendo's close to superheroes and DC and Marvel. Can we please get both of those on the system, please? Fighting games. And bringing Final Fantasy games to the system, pretty cool. I want to see a port of 15. There's a rumor about 14 coming to it. Dissidia, bring Dissidia to it. How about the 7 remake and whatever the heck else? And speaking of RPGs, Kingdom Hearts 3, please! That's like my most wanted third-party game. My most wanted Nintendo game is F-Zero. My most wanted third-party game It's Kingdom Hearts 3. I would love to play that because it'd be so good to take Kingdom Hearts 3 on the go with you. You can take it portable. Nintendo deserves a mainline Kingdom Hearts game by now. There's enough of a fan base there for it. Square. And speaking of more RPGs, the Tales series, just like I mentioned in my top 10 list, because Nintendo's pretty close to the Tales series. I love the Tales series. I'd love to see more of the Tales series on Nintendo. And I know Namco has said that they're making one for the Switch, which I'm sure is going to be an original game. But just like Final Fantasy, like I basically mentioned with Final Fantasy, and like I mentioned with Fire Emblem earlier, don't stop at just one. Port the whole damn library over. Do whatever the heck else. Do multiple games. Namco. Remake Tales of Fantasia. Port Tales of Eternia or Symphonia or, Abyss or Legendia or whatever the heck else to the Virtual Console. Port over Tales of Berseria. Port over Tales of Systeria. Port over the Tales of Xillia games. Do whatever the heck you want because just put more damn Tales games on the Switch. And that's basically my wish list right now. In terms of Nintendo games and then third parties. Which I have basically mentioned. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Injustice 2. No More Heroes 3. Bayonetta 3. Mad World 2. More Tales games. More Final Fantasy. Kingdom Hearts 3. And whatever the heck else. More RPGs. More fighting games. More Nintendo franchises. Nintendo, the ball is in your court. Please, 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 please do well with this thing. Release all your freaking games on it and get whatever third parties you can. That's it. That's my wish list as of now. Sniping is fun. My name is, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a lovely day, and see you all in the next video. See ya. Sniping is fun. Sign out.